What happens when you can't trust your own eyes? In a world of deep fakes and media spin, from Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, to Megan Thee Stallion, to the White House Correspondents Dinner, the real question isn't what's true, it's why we don't care anymore. Welcome to The Rite of Passage with Vanessa Riley, the podcast where storytelling meets passion and every page turns into a new adventure. I'm your host, Vanessa Riley, and together we'll dive deep into untold histories, reflect on current events through a historical lens, share behind-the-scenes writing insights, and explore the ups and downs of the author's journey. From rich historical novels to unforgettable characters to pop culture's intrusion on the written word, hey, we're going to explore it all. So grab your pen, your notebook, and let's begin our journey through the written word. Let's start your rite of passage. Your lying eyes, their lying lips, truth perception, and misinformation in the digital age. We're living in a moment when the old question, what is truth, is being asked again. It has become the question of the moment. Aren't you tired of relative half-truths? In an era defined by dishonest politicians, fragmented media ecosystems, and an internet that resembles a lawless Western, the ability to trust what we see and hear is gone. The phrase, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes, popularized in duck soup, has shifted from comedy into cultural diagnosis. It was satire, people. Now it feels like instruction. At the center of this crisis is the mistrust of visual evidence itself. A recent controversy involving Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, illustrates the problem. A report from the Daily Beast, a source I relied upon in the 2010s, included a video clip on April 23, 2026, that critics argue appeared slowed down or altered to make the Duchess seem robotic, supporting a narrative that she, a woman of color, a Black woman, is difficult to work with. Observers suggested the footage had been misleadingly edited or even AI manipulated. This incident is not isolated. It exists within a broader pattern of fabricated or distorted media. The point is not merely whether a clip was altered, but how easily perception can be engineered. Biased people want angry or disillusioned eyeballs. More manipulation is on the way, fueled by the rapid rise of deepfake technology. According to the data from the Global Cyber Alliance and others, the number of deepfake files online is projected to have grown from 500,000 in 2023 to 8 million by the end of 2025. That's an annual increase of 900%. The average American now encounters approximately 2.6 deepfakes per day, with younger adults seeing even more. And our human ability to detect these falsehoods is surprisingly low. Studies show our ability to detect deepfakes is below 25%, which is worse than flipping a coin. The consequences extend beyond embarrassment or celebrity gossip. Deepfake-driven fraud cost an estimated $547 million in losses in just the first half of 2025. An AI-enabled fraud could reach $40 billion in the United States by 2027. Our midterm elections are in trouble. 78 deepfake election manipulations were discovered in 2024 alone. This is a growing threat to democratic processes. Yet, if this past week is any indication, we have a worse threat: apathy. Over the weekend of April 25th through the 26th, 2026, two major events unfolded: a security incident at the White House Correspondents Dinner and the highly publicized breakup between Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. The former involved a reported shooting and evacuation of the president should have dominated national concern. Instead, the latter, a celebrity breakup fueled by allegations of infidelity, captured social media attention, with search interest spiking over 800%. Lord knows I've seen as many think pieces on male-female relationships as I've seen screeds saying the correspondence dinner was fake. It is a shame that political events are now filtered through suspicion, conspiracy, and fatigue. When reports emerged of a potential assassination attempt, many didn't ask what happened, but whether the attack was staged. Questions about security lapses, how an armed individual could approach so closely, becomes entangled with blatant distrust in institutions and others using the event to get a ballroom built. Cynicism ran rampant. Cynicism and parasocial relationships make celebrity narratives feel more immediate and perhaps more real. But these narratives take hold by performance and perception. In Lying Eyes by the Eagles, we were told to, "You can't hide your lion eyes." In 2000, the denial anthem, "It Wasn't Me" by Shaggy, fed the growing complicit beast. Never admit to a word when she say. And if she claim, you tell her, "Baby, no way. But she caught me on the corner." It wasn't me. She saw me kissing on the sofa. It wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. It wasn't me. She caught me on camera. It wasn't me. The deeper issue is not simply that misinformation exists, but that our collective response is to believe the lies or not care about what's right or wrong and to spread the wrong. We no longer fully trust our eyes, but we also lack the will to interrogate what we see. Facts have become negotiable, subject to both sides, framing that equates evidence with opinion and treats the right as equally wrong. This erosion of journalistic standards undermines personal judgment and public discourse. Honestly, we must begin at the top. Political leaders who lie and distort reality set the tone for our society. When truth becomes a strategic tool rather than a shared foundation, citizens are left to believe everyone is lying. And soon, we don't care to believe differently. We are fragmented. We are divided. So we are that much easier to manipulate. In a world where images and narratives can be fabricated, what will spur us to try to discern the truth? It won't be technology alone that saves us. Somehow we have to get back to being better angels and our brothers and sisters' keepers. That requires a renewed commitment to finding the truth. Until we do, we settle for the least offensive lies we can stomach. we must do better. We must relearn how to care about the things that are supposed to matter. This week's book list includes Deepfake by Nina Schick, a clear, urgent look at how AI-generated media is reshaping truth, power, and global politics. Trust No One, Inside the World of Deepfakes by Michael Krotos, an inside exploration of how deepfakes work and why they pose a serious threat to identity and reality. Truth or False, a CIA analyst's guide to spotting fake news by Cindy L. Otis, a practical guide to identifying misinformation and thinking critically about what you see online. And if you just want to raise a sword and cut to the truth, consider purchasing Fire, Sword, and Sea, my latest release. And all these books from the Foxtail Bookshop. They still have a few signed copies of Fire, Sword, and Sea. And you can also try one of my partners in the fight, bookstores large and small, who are in the trenches with me. You can find my notes on Substack or on my website, vanessariley.com, under the podcast link in the About tab. Hey, let's keep rising and creating together. That's the truth. I need you. So like, subscribe, and share, and stay connected to Rite of Passage. Thank you for listening. I want you to come again. This is Vanessa Riley.